Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome back to another Half-Bred Chaos reaction. This is what happens if you unplug your controller in the Mystery Man's room in Undertale. So, the reason I'm watching this is because it's the part 1 to Half-Bred Chaos's most recent video at the time of recording, which is we finally hacked the Xbox version of Undertale. So, given that the last couple of times I've reacted to a Half-Bred Chaos reaction, I've caught it halfway through, I decided I'd kind of preempt that and, try to find the beginning of it first of all. So here we are. So yeah, the console versions of Undertale. I know that in the Switch version you get the special fight with, was it Kissy Kissy Mew Mew? I think that's the name. Which is being possessed by the dummy ghost. And I think in the Xbox version, there's the dog shrine where you donate lots of money to. I know that a lot of the console versions, or I think all of the console versions, have something special about them. I can't remember all of it though. So, forgive me. But, given that, Half-Bred Chaos usually makes, videos about like really weird or really niche subjects. I really have to wonder, okay, what actually does happen if you unplug the controller? Because usually, in most games where you play with a controller, like on a console or something like that, just nothing happens. The player suddenly has no input controls, and they just stand there until you plug it back in again. I do know that there are, the games that do something special, like, I think in one of the Metal Gear Solid games, I don't know which one specifically, but I know there's one boss battle where, like, the boss actually stops you from controlling. And the way to get around that is by plugging into the player 2 slot on the PlayStation or something like that. So, I mean, given, not much happens in the Mystery Man room in Undertale, I really have to wonder what could happen. I mean, like, if you have some sort of thing like the end of a game after you've done a genocide route where, like, Chris's eyes turn red like they're being fully controlled by Chara? Or do they start moving around on their own? Or does Gaster do something? I don't know. It could literally be anything. I mean, enough lollygagging. Let's actually see what this is about then. So, yeah, of course, as always, original videos linked in the description if you haven't seen it yet for some reason. Corner video will lead to my Let's Play of the day. And yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we?
Howdy. Today I want to talk about an Undertale mystery that's been unsolved for 2 years. A tale of version-exclusive content, little-known Easter eggs, and the craziest RNG manipulation I have ever seen. This is the story of Undertale's Unplugged controller Easter egg. Despite claims to the contrary, every time Toby re-releases Undertale for a new console, he adds just a little bit of new content, usually located in the dog shrine found just below Papyrus's sink. Depending on the version, this area often contains silly little references, sneaky little lore nuggets, and even an entirely new boss fight with unique mechanics for the Switch version. But as many of you may know, these are not the only places to find version-exclusive secrets. One of the more famous examples is Clam Girling Waterfall, who tells the player that they should try to meet someone named Susie, and the Switch-exclusive Easter egg in which she turns gray tells us that the time we may meet is fast approaching and disappears with the Mystery Man sound effect. But did you know, there's another secret exclusive to the Xbox version that only triggers when you unplug your controller? At first it seems innocuous enough, just a little message politely asking the player to reconnect their controller.
Okay,
but if you do it repeatedly, the message will change, mocking the player by claiming that doing so seems to be your thing. If you keep trying this, sometimes you can get funny little jokes, like this one, which reads, "No controlli is cannoli." A silly little play on words comparing your controller to an Italian pastry, which seems very much like the sort of joke Papyrus might make during one of his phone calls.
I'm now starting to get the sense that this is very similar to the broom closet from Stanley Parable, where the narrator just starts going nuts because you just won't leave the broom closet.
Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite.
I hope your friends find this concerning.
Strangely, there are actually a few area-specific ones, including one specific to Papyrus's date, that reads, You were excited about dating a very handsome skeleton and pulled the controller out by accident. I understand. Which is kind of awesome. I had no
I love
idea the
that.
game could detect where specifically in the game someone is for something as minor as unplugging the controller.
No, I could definitely see that. Specifically, like, you know, you have whatever code that detects that the controller is disconnected, also registers whatever room you're in or whatever scene you're in. So the thing I would just imagine is that most people wouldn't go through the effort of actually doing that, because that seems like a lot of, you know, unneeded effort for something that, you know, hopefully people wouldn't do.
Things get extra terrifying if you unplug it during the Flowey fight, as the screen now contains a sinister countdown timer and a message demanding the player reconnect it before it reaches 0 and their data is erased.
Wait, so it actually does
The
that?
screen even goes black when the countdown hits 0, and, no joke, this would have absolutely freaked me out as a kid, because I probably wouldn't have believed it. It's just a scare tactic, of course. The game doesn't really erase your data. But can't you just imagine someone like Noel desperately trying to turn off the power to stop it before it can make good on that threat?
Oh god, can you imagine? Undertale... Oh no, that's just it. Undertale is a game in the Deltarune universe. Of course. And oh no, I can just imagine like all the shenanigans that would happen if Noel was playing it. Oh no.
Because, by God, I know I can. I think by far the creepiest one has to be the True Lab, in which the message reads,
"No controller is connected. No head is connected. No body is connected. No arms are connected. No legs are connected. No skin is connected.
Yeah, way to traumatize the little children, Toby.
Holy Congadero Toby. The placement here seems to imply that the message continues to scroll off the screen, and part of me wishes we could somehow hack it to shift the text up, just a bit, because I know Toby likes to put extra secret text in places like this, and it's killing me that we can't double check. But alas, unlike the PC
I mean, there is the sequel video, so we'll have to see if that's a thing.
version, there's no way to hack into the game files for the Xbox version, and thus there's no way for me to poke around in the code. And because of this, there has been one lingering mystery about these messages ever since the game was first ported in March of 2021. If there's a special message for the Papyrus date, the True Lab, and even Omega Flowey, then what about the fun events? Could there be a secret message if we disconnect the controller near the Mystery Man? This is by far the most challenging question I've ever tried to answer, for a couple of reasons. The first is that I don't have an Xbox, but even if I did, the odds of getting the correct fun value are 1 in 100, and even if we did that, the odds of actually getting the door to appear are 1 in 10. If you don't get the door when you enter this hallway, the fun value resets back to 0, and you have to start all over again. Which means in order to test out if there's a hidden message here without cheating, you would likely have to play the game up to waterfall around 1,000 times, completely wiping your save file between each reset, and just praying you finally get that 1 in 1,000 luck to be allowed to unplug your controller.
I swear, it's stuff like this is part of the reason why I don't... Oh, God. Just all that wasted time and effort for something that might not even be there. Why do consoles have to be so hard?
Dear Gaster. And I mean, you think I have that kind of time? I'm trying to write, edit, and upload videos every 2 weeks, non-stop. There's no time for that. If we could figure out our fun value at the very start of the game, then it wouldn't be so bad. And maybe if I were a speedrunner like Shay, I could do it. But good luck finding a speedrunner who plays on Xbox and feels comfortable wasting days of their life for someone else's YouTube video. And so, for years, the Mystery Man has held his mysteries just out of our reach. It can't be done, he whispered. Just give up. And so we did. Because some things really are impossible. Or, are they? Well,
here
while
they
it
go.
does seem to be impossible to decompile the Xbox version of Undertale, at least here in 2023, we do have the next best thing, which is decompiling the root code for Game Maker. So theoretically, if we can reverse engineer the machine that Undertale is built from, maybe, just maybe, there might be a way. Whenever something random occurs in a video game, the randomness is not truly random. like a dice compelled by the forces of gravity and friction. Computer-generated randomness is based on a very complicated hidden algorithm, taking place just beneath the surface of your games. And, just like weighing the dice, or trying to blow on it to change the way it lands, in a video game, players can alter the odds of a random number by performing a series of tiny, seemingly unrelated actions that act like the butterfly effect, to slowly shift the random number closer and closer to a desired result. This concept is called RNG manipulation, and it has been used throughout gaming history to obtain rare Pokemon, items, and most famously, faster times in speedruns. If only there was some way to manipulate the RNG in Undertale to get the fun value we desired. Oh hey, someone named Colonnator27 just kinda made a tool for that already. Yoink.
Okay.
Special thanks to our resident coding expert, Space Core, for research, footage, and everything I'm about to say, because, and this is just a reminder, but I am not a coder, okay?
Wait a second, how's this going to work? Because again, the whole thing was on GitHub, and they're specifically looking at the Xbox version of Undertale. So some hacking is going to have to be done either way here.
So all that said, how does this work? Well, basically, you know how the letters on this naming screen shake? Apparently, by analyzing those wibbles and wobbles, using a bunch of very scary math, and then accounting for the number of frames between the last wobble and the moment we start the game, we can learn what our current RNG seed is and thus find our current fun value, thus allowing us to keep resetting the game right here at the start until...
What? Really? I wouldn't have thought the algorithms for the random letter jiggle and the fun value would have been anywhere connected. Granted, I mean, that's just me thinking, but I would have never, like, had those linked. I would have probably had those as two separate, like, randomness functions, whatever they're called. Weird.
Till we have the fun value we desire. And then, since our fun value doesn't change at all after the naming screen, we just need to get to the save point near the crystallized cheese room in Waterfall. For most games, saving and closing the game will reset the RNG back to its base range, so we use this room to do that. Now that we're here, it's another 1 in 10 chance to get the door to spawn. You might be thinking we could just save scum here by popping in, checking for the door, and reloading if there isn't one, but tragically, the game accounts for that, and actually saves over your fun value the moment you enter the space. So the question now becomes, how do we RNG manipulate from here? Well, you see, the secret is in the nice cream. No, really.
I'm sorry,
Whenever
what?
you eat an ice cream, the game gives you one of 8 possible messages, and since the messages are random, we can use this to determine our current RNG. I don't know why this man's ice cream shop keeps breaking the game, but I'm certainly not complaining.
The punch. Oh, okay. Weird. This is weird. Okay, I mean it. The nice cream, the nice little complimentary. Well, not really compliment. You know what I mean. The complimenting sweet treat is what allows him to figure out what's happening with the RNG. Okay.
Anyway, once we know our current RNG, it's time to start disconnecting our controller, because the disconnected controller also uses RNG to determine which of these 2 messages you'll get. So we can use this to nudge our RNG forward to just the right spot, so that finally, if we step into the next room, bam, gray door. The question now is, if we disconnect the controller, is there a special message for it? What about inside the room? What if we talk to the mystery man? Nope. I would say I'm disappointed, but honestly I'm kind of relieved. Can you imagine if Toby put this super crazy, cool Easter egg that was basically impossible for anyone to ever access, unless they did a really specific obscure thing on a version exclusive copy of Undertale?
Oh, God, now I'm sad. Because, I mean, granted, one, yeah, I mean, you know, you show that, you know, Toby isn't completely malicious, and, you know, he didn't hide something like that in a totally impossible to find spot, but at the same time, I mean, all that time and effort wasted. And all you have to show for it is a 12-minute long YouTube video. Oh, now I'm depressed. Ah.
That would be the actual worst. Thank goodness he had the mercy to spare us from that. Thank you once again to Gibby for providing the voice work, and to Space Core for all the incredible work in both solving this mystery and providing the knowledge and assets required to make this video. Seriously, none of this would be possible without them.
Oh no.
Special thanks as well to Claire Puppy Love, Collinator27, Ocean Bagel, Sergio, King of the Cards 10, Isakvik, and everyone else whose epic knowledge of coding in Undertale has finally allowed us to solve this mystery. We tested some of the other fun events as well, just to be sure, but it really does seem like these are the only messages hidden in the Xbox controllers. Breaking news. Remember how I said that TrueLab text seems to scroll off screen, but that there's no way to check it? Well, that got me thinking, what if we try it in Japanese? So,
of course!
we did that, and it turns out, yes, there is more text scrolling off the screen. Due to the difference in font sizes, we can see a hidden 8th line, exclusive to the Japanese version, reading, "Note mouth detected." And if we look closely, there's a little bit of text poking up from the bottom. We can tell from the way the "g" particle is spaced that it must be a 3-character word, but since the other letters are off screen, there's no way to know what this is saying. Although...
Actually, wait a second. So, I mean, just looking at it, I mean, given that, I don't know what the name of this is, this H here looks like it's in the same spot in this. I would hazard a guess and say that at this point it's just looping around, so it's saying head not connected again. I mean, again, that's what I think.
Since none of these letters are clipping up into the screen, I guess we could, theoretically, use this to eliminate any characters that are tall enough to clip up from above, and then try to guess the word based on the few characters that remain. But I am not that familiar with Japanese body parts, so the best I can do with this is maybe Koyubi? Little finger? Herm. If you can think of any more Japanese body parts that might fit the bill, let me know down in the comments. That said, I'll be sure to leave links to everything we spoke of so you can try it out for yourself. And until next time.
Oh, I swear, again, I mean, all that time and effort just to down the drain. I mean, at the very least, they did discover, you know, the whole thing with, like, the True Labs text actually did continue down. But, again, I'm happy that Toby didn't put, like, an Easter egg or something in such an impossible to find spot, but at the same time, that seems like such a wasted opportunity. So that's going to be it for now, and, yeah, so after this, I'm going to also watch the whole thing about them finally hacking the Xbox version, so I'll see you in that video. But yeah, for now, that's going to be it. So yeah, of course, as always, original videos linked into the script if you haven't seen it for some reason. Corner video lead to my Let's Play of the day. And yeah, with all that out of the way, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.